we've got is a Jason Riggs here, and he's got a yoga tune-up ball, which is now Tune-Up Fitness, basically the smaller version of this guy, and it's a softer ball. It's like almost like a kid's bounce ball. It's not as hard as a lacrosse ball. I don't believe in using lacrosse balls whatsoever unless highly advanced people that have a lot of experiences with this. Anyway, what we're trying to do is Jason has a very, very good overhead position with kettlebells, and he just got done doing a 10-minute set of jerks and a 10-minute set of snatch. So I asked him how his shoulders feel, and he says, I think they feel fine, and there's no pain. So just because there's no pain doesn't mean we can use some of this techniques to make it a better position. So what we've done is I had him put this ball right on the outside, the medial delt. You can see what he's doing right there. And he's rolling laterally across the delt. And he's trying to loosen up some of that possible, well, he definitely has tension from doing 10 minutes of snatch. But anyway, possible adhesions in some of the fascia. And what he said is sometimes what we notice is when we do a long set of kettlebells, our fingers start to feel a little bit numb. And I'm thinking that the build-up, the tension in this tissue, even though it might not be painful, my delts are a lot larger than they used to be, and sometimes, you know, all the nerves and stuff that goes down through your shoulder, especially the shoulder joint, if that gets tight, it can impede blood flow and oxygen delivery, you know, to the hand. So your grip has to work harder. Your hands start feeling a little tingly, maybe even a little bit numb, which I'm not a fan of, but that's, you know, that's part of what happens in competition to some. So we're trying to alleviate that. And anyway, so Jason's done his right side. I'm going to have you lift his arm up. And he says he felt a difference, and we'll show you the picture later. I mean, you can see from all angles. Biceps are clearly closer to his head. Arm is even farther back. He's not forcing anything to be different. Now let's try the other side and see if we can get that closer. See how he set his shoulders? He's not lifting up really high with his trapezius. His shoulders are set. That's how you would hold a jerk, right? Once you'd catch up. So now he's going to try his left side. Like I said, not using lacrosse balls. There's a difference. There's a monetary difference, and that's, I think, what some people don't believe in spending. But I don't know. I think the outcome is a lot better if you're using a tool that's actually made for the job. So these Tune-Up Fitness balls from Jill Miller are my favorite for the majority of everyone that we work with. I think the Alpha ball, the larger one, the blue one that Jason's using is about the size of the lacrosse ball. It's about the same. It's almost, yeah, it's the same size. But the thing is with the lacrosse ball is you're going to get one density. You get the same feeling wherever you push. So you roll towards areas like, you know, origin and insertion of your muscle around the bony areas of your forearm and stuff like that can put too much pressure. These balls, these Tune-Up Fitness balls, you can see that they give, but they're still very dense. So it's kind of like how a massage therapist's hand isn't made of metal, you know. So you get varying degrees of pressure, and you can roll into spots even close, you know, towards the shoulder blade, pelvis, all sorts of areas that I would not recommend using a lacrosse ball with. Especially a lot of people are trying to do this rolling and loosening up of tight tissue when they're beginners. They've seen stuff online and they run in like lacrosse ball, you know, it's only $2. Well, they really don't have the experience of what they're doing. They're watching videos, even videos like this, and they're trying to simulate what they see, well, the video can't correct them. So I've seen some people do a whole lot of work and actually get a little bit of pain out of it and not make it any better. There's a big difference. Not every arm is going to be exactly the same, and you can still see his head, the bicep is closer. Now his right arm, you can see, Jason, when we look at this, your right shoulder is set down a little bit more. So he says it's always been like that, and that's, you know, anatomically everyone's different. But you can see that his left arm that he just did, and he actually spent less time on the left arm because we're just shooting this video than the right, but biceps and the humerus is still going up more straight, more vertical than it did prior to him loosening up the delts. And it was just the delts that we worked on, right? We didn't work anything under that. We didn't work on the lats. So I was thinking that it's probably the delt from being so tight is acting like a doorstop instead of something, you know, instead of like the lat being like, you know, a shortened rope that's pulling your humerus down or your shoulder joint down. I think the delts are acting more like a doorstop when they get contracted and they're trying, you know, they're stabilizing overhead. So we're trying to allow that tissue to be a little bit more able to change instead of being just tight above. So anyway, thank you, sir, for demonstrating that.